All right, welcome to APS Radio, episode 27. I'm joined by my old friend, Russ Osgood, who is the Vice President of Education, Research, and Outreach for the FCSN.
A mouthful, isn't it?
It is. That's I was going to say. It used to just be the Vice President of Education, and they added all that stuff to you.
Yeah, well, I'm still pretty much the Vice President of Education. I think it all kind of plays together. But yeah, I'm so happy to be here. So happy to see you. It's been a while, but it's awesome. Awesome to talk to you again.
Now, here I am. I've got the good beard going, and you are clean shaven.
Yeah,
so this is kind of weird. It's a little weird.
I did have a glorious mustache for a while. I know, but it had to go. When the wife says it's gone, right? I mean,
ooh, goodness.
Happy wife, happy life.
Well, there you go. I just did it, and she's just dealing with it. But I'm like, I'm retired. This is what we do when we retire.
Yeah.
So
maybe again someday, but for now.
So, we've known each other for quite a while now. I actually want to kind of talk about your origin story. Like, how you got involved in this whole crazy firefighter cancer world.
Well, I think you kind of dragged me in. Back in 2012, I was a firefighter in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. We had a wonderful young person, Sarah Fox, who got triple negative breast cancer. She fought through it, came back to work, and originally, and then it came back and she ended up having terminal cancer from that. And it really affected our department at the time. And she died in December of 2011. And the day she died, she was 40, by the way. So she was really young. So had young kids, horrible story, but we did a lot for her around support and making sure her family's taken care of during her battle. And that was really rewarding for me. The day she died, another 40-year-old member of our department came down with a real rare form of cancer, and 6 months later, he was gone. In between that, I met you and Keith Tyson at I think it was Alts in Orlando, I think is where we met. But we sparked up a conversation because we had started doing some education in New Hampshire, and the FCSN was doing education, and together we kind of built a pretty nice program that is still being used. We've done a lot over the years, but so it's been since 2012. I've been as involved as I possibly can with getting the message out. And I know when I learned of your cancer diagnosis a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, it's been something like that.
It's it's almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, so I know I'm not a cancer survivor, but I've seen plenty of people go through it. And until then, neither are you. And that puts us in a unique position where a lot of the folks in the FCSN are cancer survivors. They have a totally different perspective of it, and I love listening to that. My thing has always been, I don't want to tell people about what it's like to have cancer because I don't know. But I certainly can give information of how to protect yourself, how to understand the risks, how to change some of those risk factors, and what to do if you are diagnosed, where you can find that support and like-minded folks that have been through it that can help you. So I love doing it, still love doing it today. It's really rewarding. I've talked to hundreds of firefighters that have been through a cancer battle and gotten them the help that they needed. And it's amazing. And I still have friends that are going through it. I think we all do,
Yeah. It's I don't know if you were aware of this. I'm a mentor now for the FCSN.
Yeah. So I think it's awesome.
I've got 2 guys and 2 gals that I'm mentoring right now. And it's kind of, full circle.
Yeah, right.
It's interesting. And it's, you don't want to have that perspective as far as going through it. You don't. I could tell you, as much as I knew about this stuff, I was ill prepared for actually being diagnosed myself. So, but it is definitely gained perspective, and I can now, talk about that and share just all those different things. And that's what I'm doing now, which is absolutely great. But as far as the teaching stuff goes, that's one of the things I wanted to touch on is you're going to be teaching here in Indianapolis at the biggest fire conference, I believe, in the world,
The big
FDIC.
show, man. It's the big show.
The carnival, man. It's the circus is coming to town. It's insane. But you are teaching, let's see, on Wednesday, the 26th of April, 1:30 to 3:15, cancer, prevent it, detect it early, and survive it. So I'd like for you to kind of give our audience there kind of a preview of what you'll be discussing.
Sure. What's awesome about this program is we took 3 organizations that are experts in this field of cancer. One of them is Sarah Janke from the Center for Excellence for Fire and EMS. She is a super champion for everything that we do. You name it, she's got her hand in it. She's amazing, smart, brilliant, funny person she kicks off the program with talking about the science, the down and dirty information that you need to know, that this is truly a risk. We're not joking around. You got to pay attention. Then I take over and I talk about those modifiable risk factors, the occupational risk a little bit about where it comes from, how we can avoid it, and things of that nature. The kind of like the meat and potatoes of the prevention part. And then, unfortunately, we are going to still be at risk because there's a lot of things that we can't prevent those exposures. So everybody is, firefighters are all at high risk. And what we need to make sure that we do is that we combat the death of firefighters from cancer through early detection. So we partner with Detect Together, a great organization out of Massachusetts that has a real simple 3 steps detect program that they go over to teach you what to look for, what to think about as far as those signs and symptoms. Because we, as firefighters, we are, and EMS people, really, we look at people and we look at, some pretty major signs and symptoms. So I think when you think about cancer, you're thinking of the big things, a big lump or a painful area, and you're not really focused on those real subtle things that really is how you found early cancer, is through subtle changes that last over a period of time. So they talk about that. And then we kind of transition back into look, some of us are going to get cancer, and there's a way to get that support, and that's through the FCSN. And how you do that. How do you support somebody that's been diagnosed with cancer by not kind of making them feel like they're not part of the team? You got to keep them involved. You got to keep joking around with them. I know in my department in Portsmouth, some of the things that were tough for the guys were they were worried about how they would make Sarah or Jeff feel by kind of like, poking a little fun at them. Well, that's the fire service, man, right? Like, we love each other. So we push the limit a little bit, you have a little bit of fun, and you can't stop doing that when somebody's diagnosed with cancer, because then they feel like they're an outcast, and we don't want that. We want them to be part of the team, because if you're healthy and happy when you're going through cancer, right, things go better for you. So we'll talk about that and what the FCSN offers through the mentor program, which is amazing. Guys like you that are out there supporting other firefighters that have cancer, helping them understand what's coming up next, what to look for, getting people into the right facilities to get checked or get a second opinion from a better hospital. There's a lot of things that we can do there. So it's an overall A to Z cancer prevention program that incorporates early detection and what to do if you get diagnosed.
I love it, man.
Yeah,
it sounds
it's down
great.
and dirty, but it's quick. I mean, this is a topic that you could go on for hours about, but we've narrowed it down to a real short program. If we can get Sarah to kind of not talk so much in the beginning, things would go a little faster. But she's really important to get her to get that information out. And I know she's not here to defend herself, but she is so super enthused about this stuff. She is a wealth of knowledge, so it's important to get all that out there. We need her to have her own program is what we need.
Yeah, and she could do that. She juggles so much already. But
Awesome.
a few things on that. You're taking all that information in an hour and 45 minutes. And I love Keith Tyson, but I would give him crap because I'm like, there's no way you could do that in that short time.
Yeah, it's tough. It really is tough.
He'd
But
like to do his 4-hour classes.
yeah, and there's probably, I mean, you could go on for 8 hours with some of this stuff, but the basics for a firefighter, what I've learned over the years is that as long as that firefighter is comfortable, they're going to listen. As soon as they
Yes.
get edgy and they don't really want to be there, which is about that hour and a half mark, you've lost them. You might as well stop talking. So getting it narrowed down and getting the message out. So maybe they'll think that, oh, we have other resources. The FCSN has resources through the Firefighter Cancer Awareness Month with the IAFF. That's a place to go to get more information. So, we'll give you the down and dirty of it, and then you can do a little more research on our website and find more information. And hey, you can always reach out to me. My stuff's on the website, easy to get a hold of. Might not respond real quick because I'm pretty busy, but we try to make sure that we get somebody to you within 24 hours or so. So if it's not within the first 5 minutes, please give me a break. We're really busy.
No,
But we really want to make sure that our state directors are engaged and everybody has an opportunity to talk to us about this subject. Because, quite frankly, we get a lot of input from folks through these classes that help us to change kind of the message that we're putting out there to make sure we're hitting the right target.
no, you definitely involved in doing this. And this is, I don't know, what, probably your 7th, 8th year doing this there?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I know I got shut out for years from teaching there because of you. He's got the
Sorry.
better cancer class. I had to switch
Well,
topics to get in.
Well, honestly, Bobby Halton and I developed a friendship over this. He amazing man, right? And that can lead towards this road race that we do. He gave us the courage and valor run at FDIC last year, and we made it the 5-alarm 5K run to remember. And he did that because he was so committed with this topic for firefighters that he wanted us to make sure we were getting the funding we need to keep going.
Mhm.
He's given me so many opportunities to teach this because I know he believes in it, and I had really great conversations with him about it. And he gave me so much direction on how to do it right. I can never pay that back. So, this for me is a personal thing for me with the folks that have helped me along the way. I want to make sure that the message is out there correctly. I don't do this alone. I have a great team of folks that work with me. Scott Jenny from California. He's a California state director. Super guy. Like, the guy is a rock star. He throws all kinds of PowerPoints together. So we have lots of resources from him, but I'm the guy that try to condense that down to make it short enough that you can keep the attention of the firefighter long enough to actually get them to listen. So I think we've done that with this program. I think we're doing that with our other program that we share. We just applied for another federal grant to kind of make things a little better and maybe reach out a little further across the country with some state training organizations. So yeah, it's amazing progress going on. An awesome program. I'm happy to be a part of it, and I look forward to seeing everybody at FDIC.
So I want to talk about the run, but before I even get there, I want to go back to still your class. You mentioned a big part of it is early detection. And I want to chime in on that too, on a personal level. Like, with my cancer, everything was very subtle. And I think if I didn't know what I knew, I would have blown it off. And I would have continued to blow it off until who knows how long, and who knows how it ended up being. But because without even knowing, detecting together exists, but having that same mindset of something's not right, I'm gonna get it looked at just to make sure. And it worked out in my favor.
Yeah,
That's huge.
it
That's
is.
huge.
It's huge. Two things kill firefighters: are exposures and not getting cancer detected early enough. I mean, that's really what's killing us. A lot of the cancers that we face, early detection of melanoma, for example, highly curable when it's found right away. And it's a simple skin cancer screening. Like, it's really not a rocket science. But if that goes a little deeper and goes into stage 4, where it's metastasized and it's crossed over, your chances are significantly reduced to surviving more than 5 years. So that simple thing of paying attention to those little subtle signs and just keeping notes, like, knowing that, hey, I haven't felt so good for 2 or 3 days. Now it's been a week and a half. Now it's been 2 weeks. Don't let it get to that 3 week, 4 week. At 2 weeks, go, hey, this is still not right. I need to make an appointment and go see my doctor and talk about it. And you also have to share that stuff. Like when you go to your doctor, you got to tell them you're a firefighter. I know from experience, like dealing with guys across the country, we give a form that has all kinds of tests on it that you should get. And some doctors believe it and some don't. Like some are like, well, yeah, I see what they're saying, but you might not be at a higher risk. Well, I know through research you are. If your doctor has that mindset, get a new doctor.
Get a new doctor.
Like, don't play that game. Like you are the best advocate for your own health in all cases. So,
and I've seen it firsthand myself. Where I've dealt with it, where I've had doctors that are passive and just they're not aware of how significant of a threat this is for occupation. So they kind of blow it off, and they have more the mindset of, you're young, you're healthy, you're fine. We need to do less, scans and not more. And you're right. You have to find somebody that understands what your exposures can amount to.
Yeah,
and having those forms are helpful, but you have to be aggressive. You have to be kind of, in a way, sometimes demand that they're aggressive. Otherwise, like you said, leave, find somebody else.
You are your absolute best advocate for yourself. Like
100%.
You have to. You can't. And a lot of times it's not the doctor's fault. Like how much time does a doctor have in a day to spend with you as an individual patient? Most practices, it's not very long. So you don't get that personalized service. You don't have the opportunity to just dial the doc's phone number and go, hey doc, this is happening. I'm not really sure about that. I mean, there are services out there where you can do that, but it's pretty rare that people sign up for that service. But for me, I did. Like I had a lung scan done, for an example, through a university and a hospital here in Massachusetts doing a study on firefighters. So I had a lung scan and I found a little cardiac issue. I was expecting like nodules on my lung and what are we going to do? And I'll have to worry about that going forward. Nope, cardiac. So through this lung scan, call my doctor. My doctor was not responsive, didn't really want to talk a whole lot about it. I didn't wait long. I found a new doctor that now I can call his cell phone number. He has a very few patients because I really want to address my health, so I've been working on it, trying to reduce my my risk for a heart attack and my risk for cancer through medicine. And I like the situation I'm in now. He listens to me, he pays attention, he's got great ideas. And so, and everybody should have that. It's tough though. You gotta
Absolutely.
find stuff.
Absolutely. And I don't know if you use the video, but for those out there, the Tet Together has a great little short video. It's got the firefighter mascot out there, Jason Patton, speaking about it. And I mean, that's something I show for my classes now, because it gets the point across, and it does it with him being the funny guy he is. Yeah. By the way, he's going to be at FDIC doing his fire department coffee. I suggested that he has the little umpire, or like the doorman clicker, just to count how many selfies, pics he takes with people.
I can't even imagine.
Thousands.
Yeah, I can't even imagine how many he does. It's crazy to watch that happen. It's awesome. He's such a great guy too. He's such an advocate for this whole subject and firefighter health. He's a wonderful asset.
Yeah, well, and if you talk to him, he would tell you that it's personal to him. His father passed from cancer. So, you mentioned your health earlier, and now I want to get back to this run. Actually, in 2019, you did the Boston Marathon.
I did. Yeah. Believe it or not.
You did that. You raised over $15,000 for Last Call Foundation.
I did. Yeah, I did.
So when you're telling me that you're having, you're getting all this information from Bobby about the run, you know how races are. You've done the biggest one.
Yeah, it's the race is really awesome. So uh you can walk it and you can run it, like even with a marathon, like anybody can run a marathon. I'll tell you honestly, pretty much anybody could run a marathon. Um it's not hard. You just have to train. You got to focus and train yourself to do it. Um, same with a 5K. Like you have time right now to go out and start walking and jogging and be able to walk the 5K or lightly jog the 5K at FDIC. No doubt about it. It's a flat course. It's easy. Um, and you're going to be surrounded by like-minded people. That's the big thing. Like with the Boston Marathon, the thing with a marathon is the crowd keeps you moving. So when you're running with people that you know and love, it makes it really easy. Now I'm not a marathoner. I mean, absolutely not. I don't run as much as I used to. I've done a few of them. It's great. It was fun, but it kind of beat up my knees. It made me a little uncomfortable, my hips. But hey, it was an awesome experience. And the year I ran the Boston Marathon, I ran that 5K, and we had a lot of fun with another friend of mine that decided to run it and walk it. And we did some fundraising there with a nice, funny picture of him on a ambulance stretcher and me doing CPR on him. It was pretty fun. But yeah, so we want what happened with FDIC is that Bobby handed us over the Courage and Valor Run. It became the 5 5K. This year we are honoring Bobby 100%. The loss of Bobby Halton is huge for all of us. So we're honoring him through this race. We're remembering him that day. He ran it last year. He ran it every year before that. He was always bib number one. And I don't know how to put it. We're gonna miss him. Like he was a big part of us, big part of everything there. Everyone's gonna miss him, obviously. But we've challenged people to raise money in his honor for the FCSN. We were one of those organizations that Bobby kind of gravitated towards. And his entire family is coming to the race. They're all fundraising on our website at the 5K website. They're doing a great job. We've created the Bobby Halton Award for the top fundraising individual or team. Everybody's going to get a race medal. Well, the first 375 people to 400 people that cross that finish line, they're going to get a commemorative keychain made by Taylor's Tins. It's been a wonderful experience organizing this race. We have great sponsors all the way from Tenkata to Crackle Magazine, the UDS, 3AM Innovations is doing an 18 for 18. Bobby was the editor-in-chief for 18 years. So they're asking folks to donate $1 for every year that Bobby came into our firehouse and talked to us through fire engineering, which I thought was a really cool way of doing it. So I set our fundraising goal of $180,000, which is $10,000 a year for every year he came in. So, a lot going on with that. We hope we get a lot of people. I ordered 400 t-shirts today, so hopefully they all go. Last year we had around that number, so I'm hoping maybe we blow that right out of the water, and if we can, that's awesome. Totally looking for it. It's inexpensive to register, and we hope you do.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've also seen just this week I got the FCSN Bobby Halton challenge coins.
Yeah, those are nice, aren't they? They're great.
Dude, whoever designed that
Yeah,
did a really good job. And I've gotten to the point where I'm a challenge coin snob.
Yeah, me too.
And that's a really nice coin.
It is.
That you did. And I would agree 100% with you of his love towards the FCSN. I remember when I had a cup of coffee when I was the president for that short period, talking to him, and really at that point setting up the comedy night, which you guys were able to do for quite a while.
Time.
Yeah. And this race is great, and that is, once again, it is going to be Thursday night from 6 to 8.
Yep.
And
You got, and
all
it's,
that information is on the FDIC webpage.
yeah, yep. And the sign up's easy. It's a runsignup.com. And if you search for 5-alarm 5K, it'll pop right up. And yeah, we'd love to have you sign up early, you know, so you make sure you get your shirt, because the shirts are first come, first serve. We have about 150 people registered right now, so there's still room. We'll be taking registrations starting on Monday all the way through to the race. So you can come and register anytime, or just want to make sure you get your shirt. So you need to get signed up soon.
I'm just going to bring my dog and do it.
There you go.
I need a shirt for the
Awesome.
dog though.
Awesome. Well, we can work on that. That would be awesome. How big is your dog?
70 pounds.
All right, I gotta write down a note. I'm gonna work on that, because that would be that would be one of those opportunities for a photo that you couldn't turn away.
Yes. I'll send you a pic of him.
All right.
He's one of those dogs
Love
that
it.
have the big, like he clearly skips leg day. Big chest, little teeny waist. Yes. The opposite of me. Nice. So and the Firefighter Cancer Support Network will also have a booth, and that's going to be in the hallway.
Right at
Correct.
the T intersection by the books. Yep. We're gonna be
Okay.
right there.
So the nice thing about being in the hallway, and Russ and I was talking about this before we started, you know, the exhibit hours really are limited. They start on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but they don't, you know, open until lunchtime, all that kind of stuff. But when you're in the hallway, you're there all the time. So it'll be really easy to sit down and talk to them, spend some quality time before the, you know, actual exhibit open up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll be there on Monday. Starting Monday, we'll be in the hallway taking registrations, setting up and stuff. But Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll be right there all day long. So somebody will be there to answer questions and help you with anything you need, whether it's the race, or you have a question about cancer, or you're looking to get some help for somebody. We're right there to do it. Another unique thing we're doing this year, we received a federal grant to do skin cancer screening. So over in the Lucas Oil Stadium, while it's open, during the show times, we're doing free skin cancer screenings. That information is going out through an email blast, and will be on our website about how to sign up before. But we've got a bunch of dermatologists coming in from the surrounding area to provide that for the firefighters. It's led by Dr. Christine Candler, who's out of Massachusetts. Awesome soul. She, her brother was a firefighter in Chelsea, Mass. He passed away from cancer, and she is on a mission. And I mean, she's on a mission, and it's an amazing mission. And I'm so happy to be working with her. I've worked with her for quite a while, but this is so exciting what she's doing now. It's really finding cancer early and saving lives. And she's so humble that she would never tell you, but I suspect she's saved dozens of firefighters' lives at this point.
Yeah. So I was in that area back in February. I stayed in Chelsea. I was working with the Everett Fire Department, and they had her come in, and they absolutely loved her.
Yeah, she's amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. Perfect.
So that's going on too. So classrooms 2, I think, is where we are at Lucas Oil.
Whew, you guys have come a long way.
Well, thanks to you, man. You were there through the beginning. So
no. Like you make me, you know, son, I am proud of you.
I'm very glad you're proud of me. You helped me a lot when we first got started. When I first got started, your guidance was always well received. So I'm glad to still be able to talk to you and pick your brain. And
I was just making it up. I had no idea.
Aren't we all though? I mean, really, isn't that what we all do?
Yes. No, I even your title, your VP of education. That's something I just kind of came up with. Like, this sounds official. We need to sound official.
Right. And you know, good. Keith Tyson, I can't not talk about Keith, talking about VP. He was the first VP of education. The guy did a wonderful job for the FCSN. He's still the state director in Florida, still very active, still a pain in my ass sometimes, but I love the guy. No, he is great. Keith is awesome. He is a wealth of knowledge, that man. So if I have any questions that I can't find an answer to, I call him, and it's pretty easy to get the answer. He is still very much in it. Very
Oh, yeah.
dedicated person.
Yeah, and he's as much as he loves this stuff, I think he loves being a grandpa even more,
He certainly does.
which
Yeah.
is cool.
Retired life's not a bad thing for him.
It's cool to see him enjoy all that stuff, and
Yeah. And you know, I'm in New England, so it's cold most of the time, or it's cool. And in the winter, he does have a lot of fun sending me and several other folks temperature updates for Florida. When it's 20 below here and it's 70 there, that's like an early morning text from Keith. It's like, hey, look, dude, it's nice down in Florida. I hope you're enjoying the weather in Maine.
Yeah. Well, that's when, every year when there's a hurricane and he's worried.
Yeah.
So when you remind him that you're nice and peaceful here.
Yep. He's such a good guy.
Oh, nice, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you taking the time. I'm looking forward to seeing you live in person, and really just to hear a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's coming up quick.
So, once again, the FCSM booth will be out in the hallway. You can visit Russ and those guys and gals there. Russ will be teaching on Wednesday, 1:30 to 3:15, his cancer, with Sarah, and also to Tet together. And then you can see him Thursday night when he's running the 5K. So with that, my old friend, Russell Osgood, you want to be official Chief Osgood, all these different titles, but no, man, thanks again for your time, and I appreciate you as always, and we'll see you here in just a few weeks.
All right, man. Thanks for having me. Stay safe out there.